Sup guys and welcome to Matt's Games. Ever wondered why there are so few demos? Why you can't try a game on PlayStation or Xbox in any legal way? Steam offers refunds as of recently, but I'll get to that in a second. Why can't you see if you actually like a product before buying it? This question is getting bigger by the day and I wanted to share my opinion with you. Some companies spend millions on video games development and advertising, and yet they don't spend a little more time making a demo. When it comes to the Steam refunds, it's true that you can ask for a refund for pretty much any reason. The thing is that there are limitations. Because when you, let's say, ask for a refund for 6 games per each month, you will eventually get the option of a refund be taken away from you. So it is by no means a sufficient replacement for demos or trial versions. Demos or trial versions were quite common not even so long ago, but somehow, someway, as the time progressed, we saw less and less of them, reaching the point where we barely see any, and trials/betas are mostly closed. I ask, what is the purpose of a closed beta? What is the purpose of a small group of people? Yeah, maybe thousands is a very small group compared to hundreds, thousands or millions. Testing a game, them praising the game, them calling out their flaws, bugs and so on. Because for me, it only makes me think that they are paying them for it. It's like reviewers getting paid for a good review, but you not liking the product. It's like someone telling you how great a car is, but you not liking it. A review can only be objective to a point. After that, it's your opinion on it that makes you buy it. And it's all quite ironic that right now, when there are downgrades, optimization problems, and other technical problems, when demos or trial versions would be very way-giving, they are pretty much nowhere to be found. Remember Batman Arkham Knight? The game that had to be retracted from sales due to huge technical issues? Or No Man's Sky, a game that got, apparently, sold through lies. This is an issue that directly connects to protection against piracy. For example, the Nuvo protection probably took a lot of money to buy, while the money could have gone into the game itself. I will gladly buy a game that I like, but how do I find that out? Through a demo or a trial version. The videos only show so much, but if I want to play those games, I have to try them first. And there's also this really absurd protection or whatever they call it. The need to be constantly connected to the internet. Single player or multiplayer. Yeah, great for going somewhere without a sufficient or any internet connection. And there are a lot of places here where I live where that applies. The next big problems are DLCs. Isn't it just great that sometimes even months before the release of the original game, they already announce a DLC, or even better, DLCs? Day 1 patches can be accepted, but DLCs that early, in my opinion, shouldn't. Especially when they ask such big bucks for only to find out when you play it that it actually contains very important parts or details of the main story. So not only do they not offer any way of trying their product before buying it, they offer us and pretty much make it a necessity for us to buy the DLC or DLCs to get the full experience. There should be a law that the game DLC cannot be released or even announced at least half a year after the original game's release, let alone before its release. So many people complain, yet so many people buy them anyways, supporting such business practices. I get that companies want money, but I strongly disagree with the way they are trying to do it. And then there are microtransactions. Now, I'm not against them, but since they are many times being with the content of a regular DLC, I really don't like them. Skins, outfits, costumes are fine, but when XP or simply level can be bought, it's really bad as it is unfair towards other players. Improving and progressing with your character should be about fun, not about how much you wanna pay. Let's continue to another big problem. I know that many of you say that great graphics is the most important way to go, but I just want you to look back on games like Gothic, Crash Bandicoot, and many other games that didn't have stunning visuals but still managed to entertain for hours. Nowadays, there's such a huge focus on graphics instead of gameplay that the game, seemingly interesting gameplay wise but not necessarily graphics wise, gets bashed for it as not next gen, meaning next generation, as if Minecraft and similar games aren't successful despite not having amazing graphics. This results in the final game being maybe, and there's a big maybe, visually appealing but gameplay wise repelling, and therefore potentially not successful, and thus no sequel or further attention from developers. Today are times, sadly, when many games are rushed and no big game can be made attractive on both fronts in such a short time, which means that there has to be a compromise. For me, it should always be the graphics. The video business is a business just like any other. Developers create a product that, if customers find appealing and useful, will buy. But it's not a good idea to make a great looking chair for the living room if it's really uncomfortable to sit in. I hope that the gaming industry will steer into a more customer friendly road. I mean, there are still studios that make great games, fun games, but unfortunately many great studios and many great game franchises have been buried. And also many companies should stop caring about money more than they care about their customers. So to end this video, if you like this video and agree, please like it, maybe share it. If you have any thoughts, suggestions or opinion about this matter, feel free and encouraged to post them down in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this and those on this channel, subscribe so that you won't miss them. Having all that said, have a nice rest of the day. I hope that I'll see you in my next videos, and until then, bye!